Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Friendly Ex-Muslim podcast. I'm joined with a special guest today, a Malaysian ex-Muslim. Who am I speaking with? What is going on in the Muslim world today? Well, if you haven't noticed, I haven't been keeping track of the count, but there are more and more apostates coming out of the woodwork every day. Every day, I'm talking to people that tell me that they left Islam, they always had doubts, they were sort of ex-Muslim. The Muslim community is full of people, just like Fairuz here, that either they left Islam and we haven't heard the story, or the nominal Muslim. So I think there's a big change coming. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Fairuz. Fairuz was born in a Muslim family and wanted to leave Islam. So he officially renounced the religion. Okay, officially renounced it. Like he went and he told the government. And he was forced to attend counseling and psychotherapy sessions for 4 years. To complicate matters, he has a Christian wife. He then received an order from the Sharia officers to put him in a detention center, so he left the country and went to Sweden. Now, there's going to be quite a twist in the story. The Swedish authorities told him to convert back to Islam, convert back to Islam and go to Malaysia. So it's quite a wild story. I know I've heard of, I interviewed another fellow by the name of Muhammad, Skeptic Muhammad, and he's in Sweden too, and he was also seeking asylum, and he had a difficult time with the asylum authorities as well. So I have heard like it can be tough, with they don't want to be Islamophobic or whatever. So how is it in Sweden right now? It's kind of cold, right?
Oh, it's in Sweden. It's right now. It's minus 3. It's very cold, super cold, very dark.
Yeah.
Uh,
Getting used to it because you're coming from a like how is it in Malaysia right now? Would it be warm right now?
Malaysia is
It,
perfect. It's heaven.
yeah,
You see,
it's
you see,
perfect.
Malaysia. If you ask me, if I compare to Sweden and Malaysia, definitely I'll choose Malaysia. If there is no Sharia, I will go back to Malaysia.
So let's start with your tell us about yourself. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm okay. Not bad. 50
Yeah.
50. I won't say I'm great. I'm good. I won't say that.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
So
Surviving.
this was important to you when we
Hmm.
talked on Twitter,
Yes.
and you told me
Hmm.
why you want to do this. Do you want to tell
Hmm.
everyone like why is it you want to do this? What is your motivation?
Yes, you see, the main reason why, you see, I've been, how to say that, the reason why I came to online is to show to the world what is happening in Malaysia. You see, Malaysia has been a cosmetic country whereby the authorities are not telling the truth, they're hiding it. People like me, like a posted, okay? I've been prosecuted, I've been given a lot of mental torture, I've been harassed, and then no one is know outside there. For example, I come to Sweden, I seek asylum in Sweden. People don't know Malaysia is having a dual system as well. Malaysia have a dual parallel system working together, for example, like Sharia and
Mm,
civil. So my
mhm,
main reason is to tell to the world, yes, Malaysia Sharia system is prosecuting apostates. No more sensitive, because if you ask this matter in Malaysia, they will say, shh, keep quiet. It's a sensitive issue. This is what you get each time from
mm,
the people outside. The
mm,
majority people. Whenever you
mhm.
say, I want to, you want to do something about apostasy, they will say, sensitive issue, do not talk. So I think this is the best platform for me to talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we
Yes.
we definitely want to go against what they want, which is they don't want us to talk. We want to talk. We want people to know what's going on.
Exactly.
Transparency is always better, and you're a very transparent person. I just want
Mhm.
to share the message. Greetings from Singapore, Council of Ex-Muslims Singapore, in solidarity with AMM and
Mhm.
Fairuz.
Mhm.
So just wanted to share that message. So tell
Yes.
us about. Let's go to your childhood. Let's see what was your background before you left Islam. Can you tell us about that?
Okay. Okay. You see, my background is basically how to say that my grandfather is an imam.
Hmm.
Okay, he's a
Oh
very
yeah.
we are a very staunch family. Okay,
Hmm.
my mom was a Malay. My father is a mix. He's have a mix a bit with some Indian, but he as well is very staunch. Both of them are very staunch, and we are very. good Muslim family. We pray, we fast. Since small, I see them doing that. So I came from that type of family. I started to recite, the what they call that, the Muqaddam, the mini version of the Quran. Since I'm very small, I
Mm.
started to recite that. So if you ask me, I started Islamic when I'm very, very young. I can say I'm maybe 6, 7. I started already. So by the age of 11, I have completed the Quran itself. But the problem in Malaysia, you only read and you don't understand. You read and read and read, you memorize, but you don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
So since and the thing is, I started to realize that Islam is not for me when the age of 9. I'm so sorry not to offend anyone, okay? Not to offend anyone, can be Muslims or anyone. With the age of 7, I'm so sorry, I stepped a Quran. I'm so sorry to say this. I spit it as well. I know it's wrong, to mock another religion or belief, but I'm small kid, even right now I don't know why I'm doing that. I've done that before. So
Were you upset about like what caused you to do that? Like what was were you angry at something? Were you felt like limited? What was the issue?
okay, the reason is force. Everyone is forcing me, okay, you need to be Islam.
Oh, okay.
For example, like parents, oh, you need to pray, you go. For example, you are doing something that you wanted to do, and they say, that's it, go and do. So it's become more law, compared to something else. Like for example, maybe you are coloring when you're small, and suddenly your parents say, that's it, stop, go and do the namaz, go and do the salat, whatever. You feel the frustration. That is one. Secondly, when you go for recite a Quran or whatever, you need to go take some time, and you don't know what you're doing, you don't
Mhm,
understand. It's just
mhm,
because someone is doing, and your
mm.
parents is telling, please do it, so you're following, you become a follow Muslims.
I
Since
see.
small
I
I
see. Yeah.
since small I have this feeling in me, why
Mhm.
am I doing this?
Okay. I see. I see. Okay. So yeah, continue. What happened then? So you were young and you left Islam, you told me, as a kid.
Yes, for
How did that
example,
happen? Yeah.
okay, you say in Islam everything is about iman, right? Iman, everything is about inner. I don't have that already. I read. I pretend to my parents. I
Mm,
pretend to the school. I pretend to the ustad. I pretend to everyone.
mm,
But inside me, that's it. No one. I'm considered like I'm really like started to become atheist. I have
mm,
no intention to become an Islam since I'm 9 years old. And each time, for example, you see, like I have a translation version of Quran at back my home as well. We have that. So we have in Malay version, we have in English, we have Hadith. When I read Hadith, I don't know what to say. All these things started to, like question me back.
mm,
What are you doing? Who is this person? Or what is this religion all about? You started to question by my since I'm 9 years old. I'm
mhm.
graduated in biotechnology.
Oh yeah.
So yes, so I'm more on science person. If you see me, like I'm more on science. And when I think about like what I have recited and everything, I really feel that it does not make sense. So basically, if you ask me why in the very early age when I'm a child, I started to take that decision. I have no idea at all until now. But I think that is the at the trigger point
Mhm.
that I'm here right now.
Wow. So you were into science and you were seeing the hadith. So I guess most Muslims don't read hadith, right? How were you
No,
exposed to hadith? Did you read on your own? Was someone teaching you in the mosque or something? Where did that clash happen?
you see, I told you like my grandfather was a imam.
Oh
So
yes,
he
yes.
yes, so he have a collection of books of Sunnah, Hadith, and Quran. And you have others books as well, like apologetics books and some other things. But the Hadith was something that is looks very interesting. The cover looks very interesting for me that time. And then it's written that it's Hadith. So in Malay they say Hadith. So when I take this hadith book and started to read, I started to feel confused. Like, what is the saying Al Bukhari? Why he say that? You don't know saying about Prophet. That and this that. I don't want to mention anything sensitive. People might get offended. But this is the trigger point because the book is at my home itself, where I sleep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you had access to it in your house because your father was an imam, and sorry, grandfather was an imam,
Yes,
and so this is when you got into a class. Did you ask anyone about your issues? Did you keep it to
definitely.
yourself? How
Yeah,
did they
yeah.
react?
I asked to my in Malaysia we call him, we call him Ustaza. That is what we call in Malay. So
Yeah.
when I asked to my Ustad, I say, Ustad, why it's like this? It's written, and he said, get out of my class, stand outside.
Oh wow.
This is the reaction I get. Normally, when he looked at me, he said, this guy Fairuz is a troublemaker
Yeah.
in school. When it comes to, for example, we call that kelas agama, that is the religious teaching in Islam. When
Mhm.
this guy comes in, he will throw a lot of questions. So what I will do, I will say, don't question me, sit behind. So this is how people started to um, think that I'm going out of the topic. For example, I asked, I read this hadith teacher. It stated that Muhammad have two wives. Example, or three wives. They are on the same bed. So what are they doing? It's because everything is written there very precisely. And the teacher will say, okay, that's it, stop it, you go and sit behind, I don't want to talk anything to you. So this is how I got this reaction. But the funniest part, in all of my examination, I got credit and more
Yeah.
in Islam. So
So
one
you did well.
I did very, very well. I did
Yeah.
very well until the college. I went to college and university. I can say when it comes to the religious class, I'm the toppest. And my teacher always praised me. This guy is example, but they don't know what's in my iman is all about inside.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. So what happened after that then?
So after that, what happened is that when is this during my school time or after my school time? When I'm
Yeah,
11
around
years
that
old.
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, 11 years old. So when I was like 11 years old, I started to have a lot of question in my mind, and then I started to not to go to the religious classes. And then my parents will send me to, for example, we have small mosque whereby you can recite the Quran. I started to not to go there. They will drop me, I'll just go somewhere else, and I'll just pretend that, okay, I completed this, I skipped that. But we call that, what is in Malay we say hatam, I have completed the Quran itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
you
then
said you said it, right?
yes, I finished it Quran, and then with officially I finished the Quran, and then they said, and my mother wants me to become an imam.
That's funny.
So she really like forced me. She said, you need to be example. You need to guide another Muslim, to Jannah. You need to go to the, bring them to, in Malay we call shurga. If you
Yeah.
go to shurga, bring them. You got a lot of, pahala. You got a lot of good things, good
Hmm.
deeds. So this is what every day I listened from my mother. You need to do that.
What's
You need to do
Shrilga?
this. Sorry?
What's Shrilga?
Shurga means heaven.
Oh, okay.
Heaven. So
Jannah.
it's Jannah. Jannah.
Yeah.
You see, for example, like your parents is telling, do this and Allah will give you strawberry. Ask with Allah, He give you
Hmm?
ice cream.
Oh,
Ask to Allah, He give you one thing. So you need to sit and ask. You are what they call a Jannah person, Ahli Shurga. It means you are a Jannah person. You are a
hmm.
member of Jannah. How, you see, in that point of time, I asked my mom. I said, did you see Jannah? Where is that?
Yeah.
Where is that? How do I need to go there? And she said, don't question. So she came me, pop. Don't question. Don't question. Caning. Pop. That's it. We are afraid when we are small. We don't open the mouth, and that's it. So this thing is keep on going for a very long time, even though I'm, in Malaysia, we have a secondary school
Yeah.
onwards at 13 years until 17 years, So same thing, because another one, when you are getting adult, you started to learn a lot of things. Like me, I learned a lot of things in Islam. And another problem is, I can tell you
Mm.
another one.
Yeah.
Malaysian history itself is so confused
Oh yeah.
because Malaysia history is a beautiful history. We have a very good history. Okay, if you refer back, and I don't understand why suddenly there is Arabic history is coming in into our history.
Yeah.
I have no idea. And
Yeah,
then
it's influenced from the Islam, right?
exactly, but the problem is how to say that it's too much for me. If you ask me, it means the history should be history, not more on religious teaching.
Yeah, yeah. So two things. One is what you said earlier about when they promised Jannah, that
Mm,
parents tell kids, you'll get ice cream and strawberries and this
yes.
and that. When those kids get older, then the
Mm,
imam tells them you'll get hoodies and you'll
yes.
get sex, and it's funny.
Exactly.
It's just like kids growing up, and the religion is actually for basically infantile men,
Exactly.
basically, right?
Uh,
It's promising physical lusciousness, is promising wine, and is promising carpets, and
mhm,
like rivers that you could flow under, and couches of gold, and houses
mhm,
of silver and gold. So it's pretty funny. And what you said about the Arabic influence on
mm,
Malaysia, I do agree with you that Islam tends to come,
mm,
and depending on how religious it is, and depending
mhm,
on if it's a Salafis or the Wahhabis
mhm,
or the other sect or the other schools of thought, they tend to like kind of ruin the culture, take away the local traditions, take away the local
yes.
dress, make
Exactly.
everything black. Sometimes even like
Mm,
niqab comes in
mhm,
Afghanistan. You have the burqa.
mhm,
In Iran,
mhm,
Iran used to be liberal. They used to have skirts, and they used to have
mm,
all the things. And then the Islamic Republic came, and it became all hijabs, officially government
mhm,
mandated. Now they're fighting for the rights to take off the hijab, right?
mm. I
So
tell
when
you,
I think of
yes.
Malaysia, I don't think
Mhm.
of like Iran, but is it like that in all of Malaysia? Some of Malaysia, parts of it? Like how is it? How is this like thing happening in Malaysia? And
You
go ahead.
see,
Sorry.
you see, if you take back the history, I don't know how many people know that. I'm a part of research as well. I research a lot of things, including
Hmm.
history.
Yeah.
Malaysia itself, the initial government is from Vijaya Atungan Varman. He is the one who initiated everything. This is in the few years back, year of 80 or BC something. So they were Hindu. The Malays was Hindu, and
Hmm.
then they became Buddhist,
Hmm.
and then there is a Islamization from Arabs, from the trades,
Yeah.
and then most of them converted. The
Yeah.
Sultan, we have Sultan. We have 14 states in Malaysia,
Hmm.
except for Sabah Sarawak. We have a very another beautiful land, another site,
Hmm.
and we don't have kings there, but we have kings in the main peninsula. We have what they call that Sultan each states. So this each state started to adapt Islamic religion in their lives. So if you see the history, they will say that Paramiswara have converted. Okay, the Paramiswara have converted. So from that, the history started become a Muslim. So
I
before
see.
that, yes,
Yeah.
before that, the
It's always
history
political, isn't it?
exactly. Before that, it was a Hindu Buddhist government was ruling Malaysia. If we check the history from Kataha is Kedah. It's a state they call Kataha in
Hmm.
Sanskrit. In the northern part, that is the initial of Malaysian government. They call that Kerajaan Lama. Kedah. It means it's a very old government. That
Okay.
was a Hindu Buddhist, and then comes to Malacca, another state, and then it became Muslimization. It started to,
Hmm.
people started to accept and
Yeah.
integrate.
Islamization.
Yes, Islamization, and
Yeah.
then the kings and the sultans become Islam, and then the
Muslim.
culture, the beautiful culture started to, reduced. The culture started to fade away, and then we was being invaded by the Cholas. The Chola kingdom from South Indian. So they
Hmm.
invaded
Yeah.
us, and then the Sri Vijay kingdom was collapsed. And then after that, we have no way out. And then the Islamization taken advantage that time. They came because that's normal, right? Because when we know people, we started to convert a new adaptation, new religion. That's how it happened right now. But Malaysia was a very beautiful country, I think, until 1970s. We have a very beautiful people. We have a multicultural people living together under one roof. We have Chinese, we have Indians, we have Malays, we have Sarawakian, we have Sabah, we have Punjabis, we have multiracial races, beautiful people, beautiful culture. Look right now where it's going. Islamization.
And I think the reason for that is, maybe you can disagree or agree. Tell me. I feel
Mm,
like Hinduism and Buddhism can be more tolerant. Let's put it like that. I don't want to say it is more tolerant, but it
mhm,
can be more tolerant,
mhm,
can be more pluralistic, can be more forgiving and more accepting of different things. Would you agree with that? Whereas Islam is, it can be way more rigid. Don't allow, women to show their beauty.
mhm,
Some many schools of thought consider music to be haram. Art,
mm,
you cannot have any statues, has to
mm,
be like abstract. So there's a lot more restrictions on Islam, which is
mhm,
why when it comes into society, it
mhm.
becomes this filter and it cuts out a lot of stuff from the natural culture, right?
Exactly. You see, back in Malaysia, if you ask me, in Malaysia itself, they want numbers. This is the main problem. The government itself is the Islamic government. It is so-called democratic, but the population is at least 70% is majority Sunni Muslims. If you are Shia, that's it. You have been caught. In Malaysia, if you're Shia Muslim, you'll be caught. But the problem is, I don't understand. The investors as well is from Iran. How is that possible?
Hmm.
Iran is a Shiite.
Shia country, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
there's a
how?
lot of there's a
Ex-
lot of weird political games these countries play.
hmm Yes. You see, like example, like Malaysian. If you talk back, like you look at our Petronas, the investors mostly from Iran. That's a Shia. But why are you catching Shia people who are practicing Shiites
Yeah.
in Malaysia? So that is one. Another one. We have, you see, in Malaysia, it's all about numbers. You see, I will tell you after this. We will move on that as well, because when
Yeah.
I asked the Sharia judge, okay, a Sharia judge, I asked him. I say, "Why are you doing this to me?" I say to him. I was kind of pleading to him, in the court. It
So
was
before we get there,
closing.
so tell me
Yes.
what happened. How did you end up in the Sharia court? Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Then tell me what
Okay.
happened in the court.
So
Yeah.
this is, yes, because all this happened. I told you, I'm not interested in Islam, and I was just
Yes.
pretending in school and everything. That's the story closed. The problem raised when I was in university, okay, the university, and then I started to have a relationship with a Christian woman, but we don't talk religion because we are very open.
Yeah.
I don't share her religion. I don't share my belief to her. We are
Mm.
just in relationship. That's it. We talk about places. We talk about books, educational. That's it.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's the
Because
best. you know,
exactly,
politics and religion can actually ruin relationships.
exactly. So many people, even in my college time, like my how to say my professors, and they always see me and they will ask me that, "Are you really sure you're going to do this?" They say, you're in a relationship with a Christian woman and everything. For them, like, okay, this woman is going to convert in. It's very common in Malaysia. If a person is coupling or together with a
Yeah.
Muslim person, can be woman or guy, they'll automatically assume, okay, the person is going to convert
Yeah. To
to
Islam, eh?
Islam.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a law in Malaysia, that you cannot renounce Islam, but you can just take 3 minutes. Like my friend, he converted within 5 minutes, okay, and he got cash money and he got free marriage. He got a government job and everything, and his life is settled. Me, I'm struggling since I'm 18. Right now, I'm 34. I'm struggling until right now to renounce my religion. Imagine
Yeah.
that.
That's why we have to talk about it. This is why we need to raise awareness, because it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't,
Mm,
like, whether or not you follow a religion should be as meaningless as the color of your hair, right?
yes,
Or
exactly.
as meaningless as the color of your skin, which shouldn't be relevant. It shouldn't be, right? Nowadays it is, but
Hmm
it shouldn't be. It should be merit based, right? We treat people, we give them jobs because they can do the job, because
Exactly.
we want people that can do good. If you're having a surgery, you want that doctor to know how to do the surgery. You don't want him to be specifically a certain color. Oh, we hired him because he's in this ethnic minority. Okay, but he needs to be qualified, or she needs to be qualified. That's the most
Yes.
important thing, right? And whether, and over here we have a lot of this politics with, identity politics. Over there you have
Mm-hmm.
this religious identity politics,
Mm-hmm.
which is just as bad, right? And so actually it's much worse because over there it's straight up discrimination. Over here,
Mm-hmm.
at least is trying to address discrimination by doing this, even though they're like basically doing reverse discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's basically it's religious faith based bigotry against non-Muslims and
Mm-hmm.
ex-Muslims in particular.
Mm-hmm. Like in Malaysia, you see, as I mentioned to you, the main reason that the reason why I went to the Sharia court to file in my petition to get out of the religion is, you see, we are just a normal human. We have rights to live. This is one of the main article that's in United Nations: rights to live, rights to marry, rights to have a children, rights to profess what religion you wanted, or without religion. There is no force in religion. In Malaysia, we have 5 pillars, like how is in Islam. There's a country principalities. The first one is believe in God. In Malay, they say kepercayaan kepada Tuhan. It means you need to believe in God if you are a Malaysian. It's a compulsory. You cannot be an atheist for that.
What if you were a deist? You believed in God, but you
Hmm.
didn't believe in Islam or Christianity or any religion. Would that be
No,
okay?
no,
No, no, that has
no,
to be
no, no,
Muslim,
no, no.
basically, or Christian.
If for example, if you are born as, this is the category, okay? If you're born as Malay, it means your parents are Malay, or either ones are Malay. You are born as Malay Islam. There is no Malay Christian. There is no Malay, Malay Buddhist. Nothing.
Mhm,
Only Malay Islam. And we have other categories, for example, like Chinese Muslims, Indians Muslims, Singhs Muslims, all that in same category. But the problem is, the people who get converted, the mualafs who get converted, they can exit out of the religion, but their children cannot do that.
Oh,
For example, if my father converted, for example, if my father is an Indian, example, he
yes.
converted to Muslim, okay, and I born as a Islam, and my mom was a Malay, so I will follow Islam, and my mom is Malay, and my father can convert out to his initial religion, that is Hinduism, and I will be stuck in this Islam. That is the law.
Oh, interesting. So once you convert, your family and your descendants are stuck
Exactly.
in Islam
Yes.
forever.
Yes, that's why in Malaysia you can see how many hundreds of people right now they're suffering. I can just say that the case keep on going even though they are 60 years, 70 years. The case keep on going and going. It's not stopping. And I feel that this is what I need to expose, and the world need to know that Malaysia is a part of a country that persecutes, all
Hmm.
this minority. I will include the posted Malays like me, like maybe same similar like me, and other people who are going out of the religion. And we have another category of minority, that is non-Muslims. That is like, for example, like Indians or some other races. That is different topic.
Hmm.
I won't touch that because people know about non-Muslim much more very detailed.
Hmm.
But I'm going to highlight about this apostate because I think this is the most important that people need to know. Because in Malaysia, according to Article 11, freedom of religion is guaranteed for everyone. This is the federal law. Okay, so it does not say that it's only applicable for uh, a Malay or it's applicable for Chinese or Indians. No, it's for everyone.
Hmm.
And the problem is, each states come with their own rulings stating that the Muslim, that the Malay or others Muslim who are in Islam cannot renounce Islam. You're born as a Islam, you die as a Islam, even
Born as
though
a
you like
Muslim.
it or not. Yes,
Yeah.
and yes, sorry, yes, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I just want to say thank you to Al Jazairi one for the $5 donation. He had a question about the mask, or he was discussing the mask. Why do you wear a mask?
Okay, you see, the problem is, I have a family. I have a family. I have a kid. I have my wife. So if I expose my face, people know my face. Even the Malaysian government, they know my
Mhm.
face. People know
Yeah.
my face. Even I'm right now in Sweden, the embassy know my face. It's not safe for me. I'm so sorry. I wish to open this, but for you guys to save you all, like for us in Malaysia, I have to wear this for a while.
Yeah.
Let these things to resolve first, and then I will remove this out. I don't wish to wear this. I don't like to wear this. I
Yeah.
have no choice.
I have one more comment to hello, my fellow Malay ex-Muslim. I'm Min Putera, just like him.
Yeah,
That's why I'm in Masala.
yes.
What is
Bumiputra,
Min
just like
Tera? Is that what does that mean?
Bumiputra means the son of a soil. It means the land belong to us. It
Son of
means Malaysia is initially belongs. That's a wrong term actually.
okay,
Malaysia. This is for everyone. Let me clarify this. Okay, let it
yeah,
go line.
okay.
Malaysia belongs to orang-orang asli. That's it. Story short. That is the origins of Malaysia. The land belongs to them. Not belongs to Malay. Not belongs to Chinese. Indians. Nothing doing.
Mm-hmm.
We came, according to history, we came from Indonesia, we came from Thailand, we came from India. The initial people is Bumiputra, supposed to be the
Okay, I see.
aborigines. So
Okay, I
because of
see.
the Malay population is higher, so the Malays right now become a Bumiputra. It means they became the
Mm.
son of the soil. They have the rights on the
Oh,
land.
okay, I
if
see.
you if you are an Indian example or Chinese, you don't have the rights on the land. Yes, you can buy a land, but
Mm.
you cannot say the land belong to you. The countries
Oh,
belongs to the Malays.
interesting.
Malaysia is a very, sorry to say, Malaysia is a very racist country. If you Google it,
Yeah.
very very racist. I'm so sorry, very very racist. Like me as a Malay, I can say Malaysian is freaking racist.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and I mean, we have issues here in Canada too, where we have this problem with the treatment of the Aboriginals, and we're trying to fix that. And there was residential schools
Mm,
and a lot of abuse that happened to the Aboriginal Canadians.
mhm,
But for like when you come to Canada today,
mhm.
you are just as Canadian as anyone else. Like you have the same, you're exactly the same in every way. You can vote, you can buy land, you can own
Uh-huh.
land, you can buy businesses. There's no second class citizen if you're
Oh,
like an
okay.
immigrant, right? If you become a citizen, you're a citizen. That's it, right?
Okay. In
Yeah.
Malaysia, no, it does not work that way. In Malaysia,
Oh.
yes, no, we are, how to say that, the Malay are always the first class citizens. The
Mm-hmm.
others, the others is the Chinese, Indians,
Yep.
and others. They became the second class citizens. So it means we will pay lesser. For example, we want to take a bank loan, we have more discount. We want to buy a house, we get more discount. We get easily to go to university. We get easily to go get a government job.
Do
We
you
get
pay different taxes than
No, we
them? Or
don't have we don't have that. No,
there's no
only
taxes?
only that thing they never implemented.
Oh, okay.
Only that matter, the
Interesting.
taxes are not being implemented. Other than that, they're doing it in other things. For example,
Okay.
like if you are son of soil, like he has like Bumiputra. If you are a
Yeah.
Bumiputra, you get like, for example, like 6% of discount from your initial home loan. Whereas if you are a Chinese, you have to pay 6%, a normal actual rate. And these things really, if you ask me, this is a very pure discrimination
Mm.
as a citizen of Malaysia. You see, when it comes to Sweden, you see, people are treating me like Swede right now.
Yeah.
This when I speak in Swedish a little bit, and Swedish people are very beautiful people. They're very nice people. They say,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
yeah," they'll say this. "Oh, du kan svensk. You can speak Swedish. Do welcome to Sverige." They say,
Yeah.
"Welcome to Sweden."
Yeah.
And this is how it's very nice to listen. They treat us equally. But when come to Malaysia,
Yeah.
they will say, I'm so sorry, like Malay, we will say, the Indians, they say, you are drunk, and the Chinese, they say, you're pig.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm being very transparent. Okay, this is
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we are
I
going
understand. I
through.
mean, Sweden. The reason I'm smiling is one of the most like egalitarian countries in the world. Like it's like way out there in terms of like the
Mm,
rights to its people, and
mm,
even like when you have a baby, they like
mm.
you have so many benefits over there that you
Yes,
probably
yes,
even
yes,
Canadian benefits are less than Swedish benefits.
yes, yes.
Um, so that's yeah, that's disappointing. I mean, about the racism and stuff, but that's definitely something that over time hopefully will get less and less. There's a question for
Mm.
you, a super chat. Thank you, Stop Scamming Man, for your £10 donation. When Maratha said it would be just to murder the millions of French in revenge for colonialism, though Muslims are too nice to do it, I didn't hear an outcry by Malaysians. Did you see any reaction? Do you know what he's talking about? Do you know this
Oh,
incident?
no, no, I have no idea regarding this guy.
Okay,
But
okay,
I know,
yeah. So
no.
go ahead. You do you want to say something?
Yes, because Mahathir is our prime. He became prime minister twice, and yes, he blundered a lot of things, being very very practical. He is the father of racist. I'm so sorry to say this.
Yeah.
Mahathir Mohamad, you are racist.
Hmm.
I'm not scared, I'm saying right now, the people of Malaysia, I'm right now a citizen of Malaysia, I'm telling you are the father of racists. You have created that. Our former prime ministers are not like that.
Yeah.
We have Tunku Abdul Razak is a beautiful gem of person. We have Tun Razak, beautiful gem of person. We have Hussein On, beautiful gem of person. Even we have formally, we have, like short prime ministers like Patla and everything. But this guy is the father of discrimination. He
I
started
see.
everything.
Interesting. So, one more last comment, then we'll get back to your story. Muslims keep accusing the West of racism. Ironically, the Middle East, particularly Qatar and Saudi Arabia, rank at the top for racism rates. That is so true because I've been there, and the West is basically worried about racism because the human rights and the values are like way up there. That's a good thing that they care about racism.
Hmm.
And that's a good thing that they respect all cultures and values. And I mean, not all, I shouldn't say it like that. When I say respect all cultures, there's bad things in culture too, but what I mean to say is they try to respect all human beings no matter what the culture. Not We shouldn't respect all cultures. That's stupid because some cultures are
Hmm.
bad, like
Hmm.
honor killing is bad. Like what you're telling me here about your country, there's a lot of bad things there too. So yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, the Muslim world, unfortunately, is way behind in terms of racism. Like it's much worse. It's like over here in Canada, there's what's called covert racism. In Sweden,
Hmm.
you will see very, like, you won't see the racism, you won't feel it, you won't not will not feel racism most likely, because
Hmm.
the on the surface they tried not to be racist. Now there will be some, because we're humans, we're tribal, there is some covert racism, but in many
Hmm.
Muslim countries it's not even covert, it's overt, it's open racism. Yeah, you're, depending on your nationality, you will get the job or you'll not get the job. You'll be able to buy land or not buy land. It's like open. It's like, yeah, you're treated differently based on your race. You're treated
Hmm.
differently based on your nationality or your citizenship. So for sure, I would say this is true. This is much worse, right?
Yes.
So okay, so enough on the comments. Let's get back to your story.
Okay, so where do we stop?
So we were talking
So
about Malaysia. We were talking about the racism there, and
the yes.
comment.
So
Yeah, and
so
then you went,
so
yeah.
that is all about a very brief and very detailed about this racism things are happening. Okay, back to my story.
In Sweden.
So yes, back to my story in not in Sweden, in Malaysia, when I started
Mm,
to in relationship with
Sharia
my
courts.
Sharia with my girlfriend. That time we was like very open in everything. We share everything except for religion and politics. We don't speak about that. So after the university, and then we started to go to working and everything.
Hmm.
Definitely in one point of time you want to get married, right? That is for sure. How atheist are you, or how non-Muslim are you? For example, you came out religion, you want to have a kid, man. You want to have a family. So the problem is, my national ID, I mean, everyone's the Malay born national ID will have a religious that called Islam, and my girlfriend's national ID will have nothing. You just say citizen. That's it. With these two ID, you cannot get married.
Wow, you
The
can't get married.
marriage, no, the marriage is illegal according to the law. So, for example, like me and my girlfriend, if we want to get married, a normal civil registration, it cannot be done because I'm falls under the Sharia law. Malaysia is a country who practice two law running together. They do have clashes, but they have segregated the people. The Muslims falls under the Sharia law, and the non-Muslims falls under the civil law. Okay, the federal law is the the main ruling constitution. That is
Hmm.
different story.
Yeah.
So in this matter, I cannot get married because if I need to get married, only one marriage, that is Muslim marriage. I need to nikah with the
Yeah.
person. For me
Yeah.
to nikah her, she need to convert. We are very free person. Although she's Christian,
Yeah.
I'm a very free person. I have no my will to get to get converted, or I don't want Islam. I already dumped
Yeah.
it for a long time.
Yeah.
So what I did was I walking directly to the registration. We have a lot of registration department to states. I walk
Mhm.
in, bring my ID,
Yeah.
And I said that this is very funny. I told to the person, she's a Malay, she's wearing hijab. This is very sensitive. This is what they say, sensitive issue. I bring my ID card and I show to her. I say, she said, what do you want? Do you want to change? Do you have a problem with your chip? I say, no, the problem is me. She looked at me. She, what is happening? I said, the problem is I don't want to be in Islam. I
Yeah.
said in Malay, I said, I don't want to be in Islam. She looked at me like zombie. She there is a sound from her. Huh? You want to go out of the religion? She said. I said, yes, I don't want to be in Islam. I want to change this. What is the procedure? Can you help me to change this? Is there any form that I need to fill up? She said, can you wait here for a moment? I need to talk to my boss.
Oh my God.
And I started to feel that, okay, who's the boss will be? And she went inside. She came back after 15 minutes and she said that my boss is calling you inside. And I said, why? Why is that so? You can just talk to me right now. Why I need to go inside? They say, no, this is very sensitive issue. You cannot talk it loudly outside. Other people might hear this. You are offending an Islam. This is what she said. You are offending Islam.
Mhm.
You cannot talk like this. Can you please kindly go to the office? So I went to a small office. So there is a guy, a Malay Muslim guy, and then he said that, oh, he talked not in a very nice way. He said, oh, I'm so sorry, sir, you can't do that because you falls under the Sharia law, and we can't do anything about that unless you get a official paper from the Sharia court stating that they are permitting you to going out of the religion, I mean renouncing Islam. And I say, how do I do that? They say, you need to file in a case. Like, what? You see, in Sweden, if you don't want to be an example, if you don't want to be a Christian, or you don't want to be whatever you want to, you just go to the tax office.
Mhm.
You just inform them, that's it, story closed, finish.
Mhm.
The same day, you're
Yeah.
done. And then and another one, Sweden does not endorse religion, as in a politic mainstreams.
Yeah.
So you can change the religion every day. Today I
Yeah.
become Muslim, tomorrow I become Hindu, I become Buddhist, I become
Yeah.
anything, or I become atheist.
Yeah.
So in Malaysia, it does not work that way,
Mm.
because you need to ask an approval from the Sharia court, that you are going out of the religion. Okay, so what I did was I asked with that person. I said, okay, can I get the address, please? And he said, you need to go to a state. I was living I worked in Kuala Lumpur, but I'm living in Selangor. Okay, Selangor is one of the state. So he said, you need to go to the Shalam. Shalam is the like a capital of a small capital for the state. You say you need to go there and ask them, I don't know more information about going out of the religion, because people don't do it in Malaysia, they say.
Mm.
And I say, why is that so? You say, because this is very sensitive, and I really advise you to talk with a lawyer before going in. This is what he said. So when he
Talk to a
said that,
lawyer. Oh
yes,
wow.
talk to lawyer before going there. So what I did was I contacted few of the lawyers.
Mhm.
Like for example, my personal lawyer was, her name is Herlina. Herlina, she was from Kajang, another state, and then I get some help from her as well. And then I asked with some non-Muslims lawyers, and they, what they said. This is in 2009. They said this: Fairuz, get out of this country, migrate to Australia if you can. This is what they say to me.
Yeah.
Before I initiate anything, they say, migrate to Australia, get your life, don't waste your time.
Mm.
And that time I was young. I was 20. I was 22, and I was like, I just want to do it, man. I want to get out of this religion. I want to be an atheist, man. I
Yeah.
don't care about anything. I just want to be, who am I? I can tell
Okay.
to people. I can tell people I don't believe I have done Islam. I have a family or whatever. So my this is what I wanted to do. This is who am I. I want to be transparent. I want to become a dual person. In Malaysia, you become a dual person.
Yeah.
Outside, you become an Islam. Suddenly, you become Islam because you're afraid. You can't say I'm an atheist. You cannot say I'm a Christian or whatever.
Yeah.
Because when you say that, people look at you again like zombie. They ask a lot of questions. And the problem, we have an app in Malaysia, a religious app. If someone question you, or if
Mhm.
someone they notice that you are doing out of something that is unlawful in Sharia law, they can just complain to the authorities. They can come and catch you, man.
Mm.
So we are always afraid. I'm afraid of the thing. So this lawyer said, I'm so sorry, I can't do anything. migrate, and they never say anything about asylum. I don't know anything about asylum.
Oh, okay.
I only know asylum when I'm in Sweden,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. So I went to one lawyer, my first lawyer, and then my first lawyer said that, this is a very crucial and difficult situation. And because you're born as a Malay Muslim, you cannot go out of you cannot go out of the religion. This is like a stamp in your body. And I said, I really need this to be done. I said, you charge me how much you wanted. And she really charged me how much she wanted. And she said, okay, I will help you, but we need to twist the story a bit. I say, how
Okay.
are you going to twist the story? She said, you have recited Quran, you have been with your grandfather was an imam and everything. If you say this to the Sharia court, they will say no. They will straight away send you to the rehabilitation center to give you counseling. And I say, what is the way? She asked me, is there anyone in your blood, for example, like can be your grandfather, grandmother, some other, like they are not a Muslim, like my father's side, like 2, 3 generations before they was Hindu. So I used that point. I want to become a Hindu because she said you cannot become an atheist. In Malaysia, you need to have a religion if you want to revert back. So
It's so
from
funny. Yeah.
it's from Islam to Hindu,
hmm
Hindu to atheist. But the problem is the Malaysian concept is one thing. Before you recite any religion, you need to renounce first. That is the law. You need to renounce as a Islam first, and
Oh,
then you can
as a
accept
Muslim.
any.
Yeah.
Yes, but this is only for mualaf cases, not for born Islam like me, like Malay or Muslim. No. So the lawyer said, okay, we will do paperwork. I will get the papers for you. And then she said, because the initial paper you need to bring and inform the lawyer. I was scared to death. For the first time ever, I scared to death because the lawyer says, just keep in mind, if they arrest you, you cooperate with them. This is what she said. If they arrest you, cooperate with them. Don't question anything. Follow whatever they say. This is what my lawyer told me. And I said, okay, fine, I will do it. I know the consequence is going to be bad, but I will try first. Let me try. We don't know, because we are fighting for justice. I mistaken that I thought that people like us will get justice in Malaysia. If I know this, I won't do this. I won't initiate this. So people in public outside, if you ask me like Malaysian, if they're Malaysian, they want to renounce religion, I will say don't do it. This is my advice because I have done that, and this is very risky. Because once you initiate initiate a process of renouncing, the police behind of you, private investigator behind of you, the court behind of you, religious authority behind of you, and then you have a lot of Muslims organizations that's they will hunt you, they will look you, they will try to drag you in the problem. So I went to the Sharia court, and then I say to the registrar, I say that I wanted to renounce Islam, and she said immediately, she said, wait at the office. No number, nothing. Wait at the office. So they bring me to the office. In the court itself, you have a lot of multiple offices. They bring me and they say, what is the reason you want to go out for the religion?
hmm
And my lawyer already told me, she said that don't say that you have a Muslim background, just say you have a more Hindu background or whatever. So I
hmm
say, I'm from a Hindu background, I go to temple. It's a lie, but this is a way of doing it.
yeah.
you know so I want to become a Hindu, I want to go out. And then they said, okay, fine, let me talk, and I need to talk to someone. She went half an hour, she come back and she said, do you have a lawyer? I said, I don't have a lawyer. Shall I stick someone, like other lawyer, like Chinese or Indian? He said, no. According to the Malaysian Sharia law, a lawyer must be a Malay Muslim. Imagine who is going to defend you.
Wow. Your lawyer has to be Muslim.
Yes,
Malay.
Malay. They need to be Malay Muslim lawyer
That's
that
crazy.
practicing.
That's
So
crazy.
exactly. So basically, this is very fundamental thing in Islam. You cannot support people who are going after the religion, right? You cannot, like, it's like, looks like you are proselytizing someone, like you are encouraging a person to leave
Yeah.
Islam. That's
Yeah.
against the Islamic law itself. It's haram. So they said that to me, and then I have no idea. And then I went back to that lawyer. I said, what should I do? And she said, okay, fine, let's fix this. But the problem is, I will never ever come to your court hearing. You pay the money to the lawyer, and she cannot come to the court hearing
Wow, why not?
because they're afraid.
Oh,
Once the problem is, first my lawyer said, it's fine, I will come. Once I do the submission, you do the first submission, I became the plan. In Malaysia, they don't charge you if you come, you become a posted. They don't file on you first. We need to file in the court first. And we
okay,
became plaintiff, they become defendant. In
got
this
it.
case, the first time I submitted in 2009, immediately they called the lawyer and said, are you going to represent this guy?
Yeah.
The religious department contacted my lawyer and said, are you
Oh,
going to represent this guy? And she said, yes. Is that okay for us to revoke your license of becoming an advocate? Immediately
oh,
they say that.
they threatened her.
Yes, they threatened her, and then she say, okay, fine, I'm not going to represent him, but I will help him to do only the documentation. So they say, fine, it's just a documentation. And then the weirdest part is, because this is very controversial, sensitive issue, I have no lawyer. Against me, defendant lawyer, I have 6 lawyers. 6 lawyers against me, no lawyer. Religious department counsel, religious department, religious department police, the registration department lawyer, all the lawyers sitting in front of me are looking at me. And they ask me, don't you have a lawyer? I say, I don't have a lawyer.
Yeah,
My lawyer can't represent me. And they
yeah,
asking me suddenly, why? Why is that so? I say, I don't know. It's not
yeah,
allowed.
yeah,
And then they say, okay, this is every time they say it in the court to me. They say, you follow whatever we say. The defendant lawyer will tell to me, you follow whatever we say. And I was like, why I should listen to you? Because this is I'm the one who I'm the one who going out of the religion. Why I need to listen to you? They say this is what they say to me. This is Malaysia. This is a Muslim country. But actually it's not. They say this is a Muslim law and you are born as Muslim. You follow whatever we say. So what can I do? My hands are tied up. You
yeah.
know? So I just keep quiet. I filed in 2009. From 2009 and 2011, I have received nothing from the court.
2
2 years,
years, nothing.
2 years, nothing. I contacted the court administration department. I contacted all and they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Fairuz. The act is being changed. You need to resubmit again. You need to redo the resubmission again, and you need to pay again money."
Oh my goodness.
Again, I did that. Again, gathered the paper. They try to make this thing very complicated so that you will give up. This is the plan in Sharia system in Malaysia. Okay, so I did that. I said, okay, fine, I will do again, pay for the lawyer, again get the paper, do submission and everything. Okay. At the end of 2011, the court called me. They said, okay, fine, you need to come for hearing. In the court we have all these trials, hearing, discussion, and then they come with the result. And then they said, okay, do you have a lawyer? I said, I have no lawyer. So this is what I need to do. They say, you right now come wherever we ask you to do. That's what they say. They say, you need to come. I say, why are you telling this to me offline? They say, you follow whatever I say. I say, fine, where do you want me to come? Come to Mufti's office. I say, why I need to be there? They say, we need to talk to you. So they bring me to Mufti's office, and they put a chair, and then it's just a normal chair, like they sit, and then there is the different lawyers, and then they say, why are you doing this? Is this because of woman? First, this is because of woman. You just bring the woman, we will convert her, we give you some money. Is that okay with you?
We give you money?
Give me money. The initial money is 3,500, and then they say if she managed to convert, they give 9,000 extra, 9,000 Malaysia ringgit. I
And how much
say
have you spent so far at this point?
10,000 Malaysian ringgit.
Okay, you spent more than that already. Yeah.
Yes, I spend more than that. And then I say, this is not about money. You need to understand. This is not about money. This is about my freedom.
Yeah.
I need my freedom. I cannot be
Yeah.
like this. And
Yeah.
then they say, okay, fine. Now we will appeal. This is what they say. We will appeal to the court for you to go to the counseling. And then I say, why? What counseling do you want to give me? They say, and then suddenly a lady barged in the room, in the Mufti's office. I don't remember her name. Her name is Shahida, I think. She said, I can see there is a jinn sitting on you. Oh, wow. I was like, what? Like,
She can
what?
see jinns. She has
She,
special powers to
yeah,
see jinns.
yeah. She's like a psychic, man. It's like she said,
She's like
she's
a
like, yeah,
psychic.
she's like, I saw the jinn is sitting and laughing. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, we are talking something else, and you
Yeah.
burst in and you say there is a jinn, and then they say we need, in the Malay term we call that a perubatan Islam. It means it's a Islamic medicational treatment that they use all these ustads to recite some
Oh,
things to take out.
Ruqya. Yes.
Yes, yes. They do
Yeah.
all these funny kind of things. I don't know how it works, how effective it will be. And she said this to me. She said, I can see this jinn wants to confuse you from your Islamic faith. So we have a special treatment that we need to go. So you need to follow me to another place.
Oh, wow.
They are doing roadshow with me. Seriously, they're doing like a roadshow to me, and then I say, you see, I can't do this. I have work to do. I need to go to my office. I got things to do. If you want to do all this, we fix another appointment. And she said this to me. The more you give the time to the jinn replicates. According to
Like
our body,
bacteria.
yes, the bacteria, replicates. So this jinn replicates. And she said, you need to come quickly to this place. And I said, fine, let's make it next week, I said. And she said, you need to come next week. This is all offline, okay? And then I never make it next week. I never went. Because this is not something from the court itself. The court does not say that I need to do this.
This is a
So
Mufti's office.
this is Mufti's office. And
So
then
Mufti's office is full of jinns, apparently.
I think so, man.
Just saying.
I think so.
Just
The
saying.
living jinns. But do you know
You
in
you would
Malay?
think you would
Do
think
you know?
Mufti's office is blessed place, lots of barakah, lots of angels. No, no, no.
No,
There's jinns in there.
seriously, I've been there. You see, I've been there. It's just I can't see anything dodgy. I can see people doing rituals sometimes outside. People. It's very common in Malaysia. They're doing something. Even though we have a big plane lost, a guy came with a two microscope, a binocular to look. That's nonsense. With a,
I remember that.
you
Yeah,
know
that
the
was
with
sad. Yeah,
use
that was sad.
yes,
Yeah,
using a bamboo. That's nonsense.
yeah.
So the thing is, under the Mufti's office below that there is a religious department's police. So they are just by one floor below. Religious police, Mufti's office. So they are like a family. So they said, okay, you just come back here, and I say I would. I say that I will see first how, and then I got second calling from the court, and the court says that the judge asked me that why you want to come out of the religion. I say that I feel that Islam is not for me, and he said that okay, fine, Islam is not for you, but again he said you need to follow whatever we say. You need to go for counseling first. They call that like repentation. Repentation.
Repentance. Yeah.
Repentance. It's not istitibah. It's just a repentance. It means they will
Okay.
give you 2-3 classes. If they feel that you are fine, they will drop your case immediately.
Oh, okay. Well, if you become Muslim again, basically.
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
just say shahada again. Once you have done the shahada, you're Muslim again. So I was being charged for that. First trial for I think for a month. Who's the person who they assigned? I still remember. His name is Shakirit Kulal Govindaji. Does this sound Muslim?
Mm.
No, right? He's from India. He's a converted to Muslim. His name is
Oh,
Brother Shakirit. It's very famous in Malaysia.
okay.
So they assigned him to me, and then the process started. So the process started like first classes was very nice. This guy looks very nice, and he say that I'm your friend. I'm your friend. You can call me anytime you wanted. You can even visit my house. I say, why I need to visit your house? I have son. I have daughters. You can just talk to them. What match are you going to do a matchmaking there? I feel like that. And then that is the first session. And then second session, he started to ask more about religion. He said, who are you? Because you say you are being Hindu, and then he said, I'm being Hindu as well, and then I became a Muslim because Muslim is the only truth religion in the world. This is what he told me, because according to the Quran stated that only Islam, the people who are Islam will go to Jannah straight, not kafirs. Right now you are being kafir. So I was like, okay, fine. So what should I do for that? And then he said that, we will give you guidance, but we will tell you a history. This is what he told to me. He said, Hinduism, because I would say I want to become a Hinduism. Hinduism is a statue. And then he said, if I give you a stick and you break the statue and you say to the statue, God, combine it back, become the same statue. Can it be? He said. I said, why are you talking this to me like this? I said to him, I told him, I say, you see, this is religion, right? You cannot mock a religion, or you need to, make Islam good. You cannot downgrade another religion. Why are you doing that? And then he said, no, this is just an example. And then he started to talk about Jesus. He said, do you know Jesus is Islam? He confesses Islam. I was like, what? Since when Jesus become Islam? And then he started, I spent about 3 hours in that room. 3 hours. But before you go to that room, there will be a police guard. You need to give your ID card first. They will check whether you are the person, and then you need to surrender, your things. If you have like, car key or a
Oh
bike
yeah.
key, you need to surrender to them safely. And you need to sign a book. In the book, you can see how many people. I tell you,
Oh.
in the whole book is full page. Everyone is coming there every time. So this guy is sitting there, and then, as I told you, the counseling started. This is the second class. And then he said, fine, this is what it happened. This is how Islam is a very beautiful religion. Islam is what you need to follow, because it promises what they say, 20 women, 40 women in Jannah.
Mm.
I was like, okay, again, you're talking about women again to me. And then he said, if you want a girl, we can arrange for you. This is what shocked me. I said, I don't get you. What do you mean? He said, if you are becoming apostate, if this is because of woman, we can give you a woman. We have a lot of program that we can recommend. We give you woman. We give you money. How much you need? I said, I don't need the money. You just tell me a figure, 50,000 Malaysia ringgit. I said, no, I'm not going to take any money from you. And then he said, do you need a further education? Like, in government sectors, I can give you if you want. I said, I don't want. You can you see that he's just a person, a preacher, who have all this authority, okay, to change a person's life. So it means you accept Islam, I will give you money. So these things will keep on going.
Yeah. It's
Until
just to point out one thing quickly.
yes.
It just goes to show you like your certainty here, like how confident you are that you are doing the right thing, that none of these things is convincing you, and you're actually doing this for a noble reason, and all you want is your freedom, right? Like
Exactly.
Fedid is saying here, all this just to announce Islam legally in Malaysia.
Hmm.
I wonder if we can encourage more people to leave Islam and start taking the money.
Oh,
Eventually they'll run out of money.
yes. The problem is how to say in you see, there is a people. I don't know how many people there. They will say that, I have no money. There is a department called, zakat department. Zakat department.
Yeah.
If, for example, you go and tell to them, I'm in debt, I have no money, I'm broke, I feel that I want to leave religion, they will
Yeah.
settle your debt off.
Oh yeah.
They do that. There is a people do that.
Oh yeah.
My
That's
my
good.
my few friends do that, and
Do you
certain,
have to say do you have to say I want to leave Islam, or you just say I have debt and we'll help
yes,
you?
you need to say that. You need
You
to say
can't
that.
just say I have debt and
No,
can
no,
you
no,
help
no.
me?
You can't say
No,
that. You can't say.
no.
You just say that. I have a debt. Can you help me? They say no. Get out. You need to say. You need to show to them. I want to. My faith is being shooken. I don't want to become an Islam. So
This is like my experience of calling the phone companies. Listen,
uh,
I'm gonna leave the company now if you don't give me a better deal. Okay, we'll give you 20% off. For
exactly.
how long? For 1 year? No, not good enough. I'm really mad. I'm gonna change companies. Okay, we'll give you 20% off forever. Okay, I'll keep.
Exactly. It looks like the customer service. Whenever you're not satisfied, you ask for more. So people, I think people are misusing it as definitely. But the catch is just go and say I want to come out of religion, but prepared for the consequences as well.
Yeah, it could be
You
bad,
know,
right?
it can be bad. It's not all the person are the same, and your
Yeah.
luck, your time, and everything.
Yeah.
So, and then they say that this guy looks very tough. For the next class, there will be they invite a toughest guy.
Mhm.
Toughest is,
Hafiz. Yeah, Hafiz. Yeah.
yes, toughest. So the strange is, I went again, another week. I went again. So this time is very very tough. This guy was wearing a T-shirt stating the Association of Zakir Naik.
Oh, Peace TV.
I think so. So
Yeah.
so that's very weird. And this guy looks. First he was, he started. He gave me a nice frown look, and then he say, "Okay, you want to go out of Islam?" I say, "Yeah." And then he said this to me. He said, "You bloody filthy pig." They say to me, "You bloody
Hmm.
filthy pig. Who dare you go out of this religion in my country?" He said this to me.
Hmm.
And I just look at him because I'm afraid. Because
Yeah.
I'm afraid. So the guy was that side, the counselor is that side, and then he started to become violent. He started to kick at my chair, so I fell. And then this guy say, "Okay, don't fight, guys, don't fight. We talk in a nicer way." But he had kicked me. Secondly, after I wake up, and then he said, he pulled me, he dragged me. He said, "Pray, bow down." And I tell to the counselor, I say, "Why he's forcing me?" He said, "Follow. You have to follow." He said. So I have to do the sujud. So I do the sujud. He slapped me palm from the back, and then he say this to me. You say, "You as a Islam, your ID is as Islam. You're born Islam. You have to follow whatever we say. If you refuse to follow whatever we say, I will come." This is very funny. "I will come to your house. I will check everything, and I will bring to my house." Why you want to bring me to your house? You can see how to say that this is what they do. If they feel that you are not an Islam, they can do whatever they want to. You are very vulnerable
Yeah.
because the law is favoring them. The
Yeah.
Islamic law is favoring them. And the problem is, if I go to the civil law or federal law and say people are doing this to me, definitely they will check at my ID, and I fall under Sharia. They will say, "Go back to the Sharia law." They
Mm.
kick me out.
This is basically the fascist system is enabling religious abuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in, I don't know how many people have experienced this, but this is what been happened. So in my same session, another session was a girl. Until now, I don't know what happened to her. She's like unreachable. We have missing, and then there is like a friend mine. She commits suicide. She commits suicide. This is true. She
She
cannot
committed
take it.
suicide.
She commits
Oh,
suicide
yeah.
because of the pressure from the Sharia law not to, she cannot become an non-Muslim. So she just drink poison and die just because of religion. Certain went for, like a deep trauma. So all these are happening in Malaysia. And then come back to my story, and then they said, "Okay, fine. This session need to be very detailed after this." They say, "Fairuz, you listen to me. You need to follow whatever we say, and please do not tell this outside."
So they started off by being nice, offering you money and
Yes,
women
yes, yes.
as and then when you didn't agree with that, then basically
They use
as black,
force.
yeah, so black is like Black Angel was saying, they put like money and women at the same level, like potato, like
Mm.
giving you a potato or something, like that's how they're treating women. And then if you didn't accept that, then the next thing is abuse, violence,
Yes, yes,
intimidation, and this is like basically state
mm.
sanctioned violence. The
Yes. State
government is
section,
allowing
exactly.
you, yeah.
And
And
another,
then yeah, go
sorry,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead, so good, yeah.
Another one, because they threatened me that they say, you see, each state have different type of law for apostate. They can even transfer me to another state that is have a prison sentence for apostate. How many people know that a
Oh,
prison
different
sentence?
state. Oh,
Yes.
what
If you
state
refer,
were you in?
I was from, for example, I'm from Selangor.
Uh-huh.
Selangor don't have a prison sentence for apostate, but they can do that, but even a very longer process. But the fastest is to
Oh,
transfer me to the Pahang, a state of Pahang. So that is the fastest they can put me in the rehabilitation center and transfer me to the jail.
oh, they'll just send you off.
Yes, and more, it will be more worse if they put me another coast like Terengganu or Kelantan. That will be more hardcore because that is like majority Muslim. So they can transfer me there to put it in that sentence. So this is what they told me. They said, if you, this is what they told me. The last when I leaving the room, they say, whatever we did inside, keep it inside. If you say outside, we will bring you to another state.
And you knew what that meant.
And I know what he meant.
Okay.
So I have to zip my mouth completely because they know my address, they know where I'm working, they know everything about me because they are authority. They always say this proverb: authority hands are very long. They can reach us wherever we wanted as long we are in the country. So after that, you see the court. You see all this happens. I don't know whether the court aware or not, but I can 100% say the court will know it. But he's just coming out of religion. We will stop him whatever he wanted to do. And then this case was keep on going from 2011 until 2012. I was in the session again. 2012, they say it's not enough, your counseling is not enough, we're going to extend again until 2015. 2012 again to 2015, again mental torture, again reading Quran inside that. I tell you, it's really impacted me. It really, really impacted me mentally. Even right now, if you ask me, even right now, whenever I get any small rejection, I started to feel this problem. I feel like I'm being depressed. I can't breathe. I started to think back what's going to happen. Because the treatment they have given me, this is what is happening. In Malaysia, Islam is doing this, but who are there to listen? No one is there to listen. People don't know because it's been covered up.
Yeah. I want to ask you about your parents. Were your
Yes.
parents involved at all? Did they know about this? Were they putting
Yes.
pressure? Were they putting pressure on you? Was pressure put on them? What happened to your parents?
Yes. You see, I remember I told you that, I was in college and everything. So they happens to find out that I became atheist. But they was in a different perspective. They thought that I'm becoming a Christian because I'm following a Christian girl. But actually that's not true. So what happened? My father, my dad, and then some of the people, they whacked me in the public using some wood and metals. They took some motorbike helmets and then they whacked me in the middle of the road. And people came. They asked, like, why are you beating this guy? And then they said, this is a Islamic family relation problem, don't involve. So
Stay out of
they
it.
in the public they beat me.
Yeah.
My father beat me in the public, stating that
Oh.
he say I'm infidel, so he beat me. And then I have to run away. I ran away, managed to run away, and then we started to go in hiding. In Malaysia, I was living as a hiding. So
Oh.
how it is that list, for example, all my official letter will go to my renting house example, but I wouldn't be living there. I live another place.
Oh, okay.
This is to save myself, because we never know, anyone can arrest you. But I did ask my friend who are living there. The religious authority did come and visit. Is
Yeah.
that person is still there? They do that. They do
Yeah.
this to check whether this person are there. And then I have no relation with my parents when I was like 18.
Yeah.
18 until now, I have no any relation with my parents. But many times my parents have contacted me, like my Facebooks, and then my WhatsApp, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They will say only this thing to me: repent to Islam, repent to Islam, repent to Islam. Islam is the only God, repent to Islam.
Mm-hmm.
This is one. Another one, remember I told you that is 2015. My case was still extended again.
Yeah.
In 2015, the police, Malaysian police, went to my parents' house, another state,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that your son is going to become an apostate. Can you become our what they call that, witness, so that we can immediately put him in the detention center with your
Oh.
approval? So my parents was automatically involved, and my parents, apparently my parents know that I'm in a relationship with another Christian
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
and the Sharia court don't know that, and they go and divulge everything to them. Can you see how dangerous is that? So once
Yeah.
they do that, the Sharia person, the Sharia official called me. They said, you lied to us. There is a girl who involved.
Yeah.
This is what happened to you and everything. And
Yeah.
then these things happen after that, after 2016,
Mm.
after 2015, 2016. And then they say, you need to bring this girl back to us so that we will talk. But the problem is, in Malaysia, when you are not a Muslim, they cannot do that. They cannot drag my girlfriend to the court. It's not allowed. So
Oh.
that saved her.
Wow.
So that saved her, but not me.
Lucky.
I was like, I'm like a, what they call that, scapegoat in the middle of the system. And then they said, fine, what you're going to do now is we're going to give you more intense counseling. Like, we will put you in more detention, like we will see what you're eating, what you're doing. And then during the court hearing, they have produced a lot of material whether I am a Islam or not.
Yeah.
According to Malaysia, you say, according to Malaysia, you are Islam if your parents are Islam. If your parents is not Islam, one person, okay,
Mhm.
and one person is Islam, you are still Islam, unless
Yeah.
you are the one who converted. It means if I converted, I have the rights to renounce the religion, but it's not easy process though,
Yeah.
because I have to go through a very lengthy process. It can take how many years? 10 years, more than that.
Wow. Yeah. Expensive.
So
Yeah.
expensive, and you need to pay money for the lawyer, and everything is
And
not
you have to be
easy.
intimidated and harassed and
Exactly.
explain yourself over and over again and get a
E-
lawyer and yeah.
Exactly. Another problem is, because you become apostate, your working colleagues, you have problem
Yeah.
with working colleagues. Like many times, people reported to me to the religious department. Though they say this guy, he's talking about this, so they reported. So the report was taken. Again, they call me. They say, why you cannot talk this in the public. You cannot be in a cannot come off the religion. This is very sensitive. And then I noticed one thing from them. They started to change, because first in Malaysia, for coming of religion, it is criminal act, yes, but they cannot charge you immediately. They will do it slowly. First they put you under the family relation and act, and then they try to change it to criminal. Like me, because I started to go against them and keep on become posted. They started to change to criminal, stating that I'm going against the official religion of the Sultan. They say I'm trying to tarnish the government, the Islamic religion.
Hmm.
So they started to drag this case. They tried to drag. They called me to the rehabilitation center, and then they say we're going to put you in a place called Kuala Kubu detention center for 6 months. And then remember, I told you the lady, the Jin lady,
Yes.
she came in again, and then she said that I can see before you have one Jin, and right now you have three Jins more,
They
and
multiplied.
they multiplied. And then they said we need to bring you to the classes, and to do this all these things. I don't know what they're going to do, maybe rituals. And they started to arrange all these treatments for me. And my parents, one side, they're starting to harass me. And that is the time I was seeking a way for me to exit out of this problem.
Yeah.
What should I do? Because I can't take it anymore. It's not about money, it's about a basic thing. Because the private investigator have submitted in the court, which shop do I eat, who am I with, where do I live. So it means there is a spy who's spying me every time.
I see. I see. Yeah. So there's someone following you around. Sorry, my camera
Exactly.
just died, but I'm still here.
Okay, okay.
So someone's following you around and basically watching what you're eating, what you're doing, and this is all
Exactly.
because you want to leave Islam.
Yes, and then during the fasting, yes, during the fasting also I don't fast, so they know that as well, and then they say you're not fasting. I say, how do you know that? And then they said we have a PI, the personal investigator behind you every time wherever you go, we know. And then I text my girlfriend. I said, I think we need to be very careful, and things are not working accordingly as how it's supposed to go.
Mhm.
And my parents is very very strict in this matter as well. They really cooperated with the relation with the religious department.
They didn't help
my
you at all.
my
Yeah.
parents already told to the religious department. They said you can just put me in prison anytime, no problem. You can kill them with the name of Islam, I'm okay. Kill them, kill him off.
Wow. They actually said you can
They
execute
say
him.
that, yes, they say to the religious the
Police.
officer. They
Yeah.
say you can even execute him in the name of Islam, is fine. Because he's become Murtad. That's not good.
That's very that's heartbreaking. That's so sad that
Oh, that's
your
very
own
sad.
parents would say such a thing. I mean, we've all, we all need our parents in our lives. We need it's difficult because they, they play a certain role. And I was in a relationship with my parent. I mean, my mom's still alive, but my dad until he died, and I was in my 30s and I still talk to him. And
You see,
so it's just
like,
it's heartbreaking when you lose that connection all over a religion, right? All over you
exactly,
just
just
wanting
because of
to
religion.
be
Yes,
all because you just want to just follow your heart. And it's not like you
Yes,
have a choice, it's not like you have a choice. You just don't believe. You didn't choose to
exactly.
disbelieve. You don't. You can't believe if you don't believe. It's like someone tells you to believe in a flying spaghetti monster.
How do we
You can't
believe that,
you
right?
can't you can't believe it. You
Mm.
have to be you have to be convinced. And if you're not convinced, you're not convinced. That's simple, right?
Exactly. So that's why even I told to my parents, I say that, before I'm splitting up, I say that this is who am I.
Yeah.
I cannot keep on become a fake. I become, how to say, fake Muslim. I become
Yeah.
a fake Muslim in front of people. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's going to cost me. It's my life. And then, the case was keep on drag. And one point of time, they give a statement. They said, okay, fine. We got a statement. You're going to the rehabilitation center. I say, how many months? 6 months. And they say, you can't leave the state. I say, which state? They say, you don't leave any state because, you are in, because I'm from Selangor. So I need to go to the Selangor Rehabilitation Center. I cannot go to Negeri Sembilan Rehabilitation Center. It won't work. So they say, you need to be in Selangor. You cannot cross country. And then I say, fine. When is the time? December 2017. This is your time. You need to go inside. You know what I did? I just ran to the airport. I told to my girlfriend, I said, you need to get out as well because they already started to know you. So
Yeah.
I ran to the airport just like that with my two bags. That's it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fear, because they have said that you need to come.
Yeah.
This is what they will do. First, once the order is been granted or they already make a decision, they no need to wait for the court. They can just do it whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Once they say you need to come, so you need to go.
Yeah.
First, they told to me, we will freeze your bank account.
Oh, jeez.
You are not allowed to work. Okay, you need to come to a summit. We will give you allowance. They will give allowance. How many days you stay, they will give allowance. Once we feel, this is what he said, if we feel you are satisfied, because you are tarnishing the purity of Islam. That's what they said. You are tarnishing the purity of Islam. So until you repent, you will go through all these processes. So it means there is no limitation, there is no mechanism. And then they say that, you need to be here, report to us, this is what we do, this is where you go. And I started to think that that's it, I need to get out of this country right now. And the problem is, I don't know how I need to get out, because I don't have my passport. I don't have anything. I
Oh.
don't know my passport has been, can be used. But the good thing is, the good thing is, I cooperated with them. I said, okay, I'm sorry, I will follow you.
Yeah.
I know this is I will follow whatever you say. So they feel, okay, this guy is going to repent. You understand? So this guy is going to repent. He's cooperating with me.
He's finally
Yes, yes,
realized he has no
yes,
choice. Yeah.
yes. So this is the tool that started to escape. I went to my passport department. I checked my status, and they say my passport. I can get my passport. I can use my passport to fly out. No blacklist, nothing. That is positive thing happened to me. That is the most luckiest thing that happened to me. I just bring the passport, go to the Kuala Lumpur airport, because I don't know where I need to go. I
Yeah,
only
where did
have
you go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea I need to go to Sweden. You know who chose me Sweden? The guy who was in the counter chose me to Sweden. I never choose to Sweden. No.
Wow.
I just take the money that I have in my pocket. I just put it on top. I say, get me ticket anywhere. As long, I want to go out. I want to go out. And then he says, so where you want to travel and everything? I say, I don't know. This is money I have. I want to get out of this place. I need to go somewhere. So he bought for me a ticket to Sweden, the guy. I never chose Sweden, no. He bought to Sweden. He say, oh, Sweden looks cheaper. We have a promotion, I think you can take this. Because it's dark. December is dark in Sweden. It's snowy, so it's
Oh.
the ticket price goes down. So you say, why not you go to Sweden? I say, fine. Do I need visa? No,
Yeah.
your passport, you can go there,
Yeah.
because we don't need a visa requirement for us to go. Because that point of time, my main concern is, I don't want to go to the rehabilitation center. I want to become an
Yeah.
atheist. I want to be who am I? I want to have a family. I want to have a kid. I want to be me. Another
Yeah.
one, I I feel so bad to leave my people like me behind me, like people post like me, they're still in Malaysia suffering, they don't know what to do, they're stuck in the limbo. So I feel sad. That's the only part is sad to me. I get out of the country. In
So,
Sweden, yes,
did you get a one-way ticket or two ways?
two-way. I have to buy two-way. There is no one way. So I have to use all my money that I have. That's it. It's like
Oh my
it cost me.
goodness.
It cost me 7,000. Sorry, not 7,000. It's a 5,000. I think 5,000 ringgit for me to buy this ticket. And then I went to Sweden, and then I have all my documents with me. But this is what I happened when the proceeding in Malaysia is keep on going in the Sharia court. As a how to safeguard, I have translated everything in the civil court. That is the good thing that I have done. You know
Explain
the
that again. What do you mean?
okay, the submission papers and the court papers. The papers that submitting.
Yes,
It's all in
yes,
Malay languages, right?
yes, 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 yeah, yeah.
I don't know why that point of time I feel that I need to keep it in English.
Mm-hmm.
So I translated in the civil court. We done it that very secretly because
Oh, okay.
that paper, normal translation person will never do that because they are fear that they're helping me. So I have to seek someone in the civil court to help me to do it.
Oh, wow. You have official papers from the court
Yes, official paper.
in
So I
English.
yes in English. I
Oh,
don't know why I
nice.
did that. I did that
Yeah,
in 2015, I think.
yeah.
I translate and I keep it very well with me because I don't know whatever. Another one I want to highlight it here before I'm flying out. I emailed to UNHCR, UNHCR,
Yep.
the United Nations,
Yep. Yep.
and they say that they cannot help me. I said, why you cannot help me? I don't know what I need to do. They say I cannot help you. I'm so sorry. They send me a paper and they say that if you want more help, you need to go to the office. When I go to the office, everyone is wearing hijab. Do you think that you want to say this?
You went to the UNHCR office and
Yes,
everyone's doing hijab.
yes, it's Muslim. Definitely, you won't say this. You feel afraid, right? Because it's the people out there is Muslim. What happened in case you go and say, I want to come out of religion. Can you help me? I don't think so. They're going to help me because when I go there, I see everyone is Muslim. I say that okay, I'm not going to do this. And then I contacted Amnesty. Amnesty say, oh, we cannot help you as well. What option do I have? I went to
So,
the
so when you landed in Sweden, did you stay
Mm-mm.
in a hotel? Like, what did you do? How
Okay,
did you?
when I came to Sweden, you see, I'm
Yeah.
very glad because we took different flight, but we managed to join in the transit. Me and my girlfriend that time, and then we take the same flight come to Sweden, and we have no idea because this is not our plan. We don't know. In my hand there is only bag. I came to the immigration office. I say I need your help. This is what I say to them. I say, I really need your help. I want to leave. This is what I say. I don't want to go missing. I don't want to die. I don't want to go to the jail. I want to live in this earth. And
Yes.
they say why? They say I say because I'm going off this religion. And then they say, oh, this looks like asylum. You can apply for asylum though if you want it. I
Hmm.
say, what is that? And then they say, don't worry, we'll bring you to the integration center, the police,
Oh,
in the
nice.
airport police.
Yeah.
So I will tell you until now I feel how to say I really thank the Swedish government
Yeah.
because they helped me in everything. Even like I have a baby right now,
Yeah.
like child.
Yeah.
They are the one who are helping me. Although they are giving tough time, I never say no. Like apparently I'm not paying anything for my child.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Yes. So I seek asylum in the airport itself.
Oh, okay.
It's about like 3 o'clock mid morning, and then we was brought to the migration office. They have an office, and then they do the background check whether you have been landed in another country, you have any criminal record and everything, and then they admit it inside. So we was staying in the what they call the refugee hotel
Hmm.
for 2 weeks. You see, for 2 weeks we're living in the refugee hotel. The food, you know how the food looks like. The food is frozen. It's a
Oh,
very
yeah.
new food. It's very cold. I don't like the cold that time. We
Yeah.
don't know what the thing is going on. We have no touch with people. We don't know who these people are. So the immigration department, who are the one who are arranging everything for us, and then suddenly they say that, okay, guy, you need to go to the northern side of Sweden. And then like, oh, that's very far. But we managed to get a job in Stockholm itself after that, because we was working. It's a very good work, and then we
So
have
your
been
your
granted.
your girlfriend managed to join you as well?
Yes,
Okay.
she managed to join it because in the Sharia law I already said that your
Yeah.
girlfriend name is da, 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 da.
Yeah.
We know her. Da, 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 da. You need to bring her. If not, we will do
Oh,
something else to say that she is confusing you to the religion.
oh, geez.
So that is like a prescribing
The threatening, the threatening that they're gonna arrest
yes,
her for causing
yes,
discord.
yes.
I get it. I get. Yeah.
You understand what they say.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have no choice to bring it her to me, with me as well.
Hmm.
So we came here, this asylum, and then when is that? 2017. Now it's 2021. So our case, the problem in Sweden is, you see, the problem in Sweden is they cannot differentiate Sharia law, civil law. For them, is everything is one law.
Yeah.
You understand? And then they don't understand that this thing is very severe. It's very, they keep on telling this to me. They say, you are speculating. The Swedish Migration Board always says this to me. You are doing hearsaying, you are speculating. And all my court documents, remember I told you the
Yeah.
papers,
Yeah.
they have said that I have forged.
Oh my goodness.
How can you forge a stamp? How do you forge a person's name who are dealing this case?
Yeah.
How do you forge a lawyer's name, a judge name? How do you do that? You can just Google, you can get the information
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So they say when my lawyer, I have a lawyer in Sweden. So when my lawyer, we have a what they call argued in the court. We say that this thing is happening in Malaysia, and another one in New Zealand as well. There
Mhm.
is a couple, same problem like this is being
Yes.
granted,
Yeah.
in New
Yeah.
Zealand.
Yes.
So we use that as a reference, stating that
Yes.
this thing
Yes.
is a real thing. And the funniest part, there is an Australian professor, Amanda Whiting. She's a
Hmm.
professor that reads and study about Malaysian's law,
Yeah.
governments, and Sharia. She came with a very detailed statement stating that sending back us to Malaysia will risk our life, and
Oh
we
yes.
cannot have a normal family. My child will become an illegitimate example. My wife will cannot get married. We cannot stay together. It's under the kalwat. We can get caught. My children will have to live without the father forever. She have make a very detailed statement. You know what they say? This is not a concern. That's it. This is not our concern. Okay. You know what they said? The Swedish Migration Board said during the interview. They said, "Why not you just keep quiet, pretend to be Islam, and stay in Malaysia?" This is what they say to me. Pretend to be Malaysia, pretend to be Islam, stay in
Pretend to be
Malaysia,
Muslim. Yeah.
and be Muslim, and don't say anyone. Just be yourself. Just relax. And I said, how that's possible? And they say that this is not asylum. This is not asylum. Is only for a country, a war country involved. How that's defined? A war country involved?
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. You seek
Exactly.
asylum because I mean LGBT seek asylum too. People seek asylum because they're not safe for any reason. It doesn't have to be for war.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
told I told her one thing. I say to the case officer, I said, if I can be safe as a family, as what I wanted, come out of the religion officially, I be like, like an atheist, and then I can, my ID is being changed, like what I wanted, I will definitely go. And then they say, this is not our concern. Our concern is you need to go back to this is what they advise me, say, go back to the Malaysian embassy in Stockholm, get a paper, go to the Stockholm mosque, convert to Islam, your girlfriend convert to Islam, get married, go back to Malaysia, she can convert and you can stay. This is the answer we get from the migration board. And another disgusting thing, I'm so sorry, this is the disgusting thing. We have a baby during, we are in Sweden, we have a baby. The case officer asked my wife, why do you have a lot of issues of asylum and everything, why do you want to have a baby? Is that necessary for you? Is that a question? Can you see how they
Yeah,
are
this
talking?
is awful. Yeah. Instead of supporting you, they're actually
Exactly.
oh my goodness. I mean, I can't imagine the nerve to tell you to
Oh,
go to the mosque and convert. I mean,
yes.
like I would like fuck you. It's your choice. Like
Exactly.
nobody should tell you what you need, what religion you should follow. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. If I don't want to be Muslim, I don't want to be Muslim. If I don't want to be like, that's your right, your freedom of conscience. That's
Exactly.
part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Like
Mm,
we respect people that don't even want to be identifying as a man. They want to
mm,
identify as a woman. Yet
mhm,
they're telling you that you need to convert back to the other religion,
mm,
and
mm,
that's about as aggressive as you can get.
mm. Can you
That's,
see?
that's yeah.
I feel this is how I feel. I feel that I'm challenging another Sharia court in this Sweden.
Yeah.
Seriously, you see, my case right now is being assessed twice. First, in 2018, been assessed, been rejected. They say that
Yeah.
I provoked Malaysian government. They said I provoked Malaysian government. I'm the one who, make a problem, create a trouble. It's
Mm.
not the government itself. And then they rejected the case. They say I speculated. And then they say that the second rejection, they say that this is mostly not asylum because, this is under the case of manifested unfounded because none of the document looks genuine. After that, we have a child, and then the case go back again to the migration board. The migration board says that okay, by just getting a child is not a reason for you to stay. The child will be very safe in Malaysia. They say this word. They say you as a family can stay in Malaysia according to our land report. There
This
is
is
no
this is
problem.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I mean, you are as real as you can get. Like I'm hearing your story and I can see that like there's no way for you to go back. It's just not
Exactly.
possible because the situation is very, very bad for you to go back. And like you said, that some people end up committing suicide because
Exactly.
nobody wants to pretend the entire
Samir,
life. And why
Samir,
should we take
let
Yep,
me tell you one thing. This is,
yep,
I'm not threatening anyone. If, for example, right, if any situation, any human, not me or other person, go to Malaysia, they will prefer to choose to take their life by themselves. That is what they will do. Anyone,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're putting, for example, you have escaped from the brutality of the Sharia law, and you're going back again. And what you're expecting them to do? You know what they say? This is what they say to me uh, after this incident, because my kid was in the court, in the administration court of Sweden, and this administration court of Sweden does not assess anything; they just follow whatever the migration board says, and they says that you have this is what they say: you have speculated. Malaysia, you can live as a family in Malaysia. There is no such thing that these things happen in Malaysia. Our land report says it's fine. Another problem is because we have a child, she cannot be registered in Malaysia because of she's illegitimate, is born to the Muslim father.
yeah.
There is only one way of doing it. It means my wife have to get in touch with the registration department stating that she don't have a husband. She do it like a single mother status.
Oh,
But this single mother status would affect the child's life because
oh,
she won't have a
shoot.
father. So wherever you go to school, example, she need to say that I don't have a father in the form. Someone else, you need to say I have no father.
Yeah,
Imagine what
that's
will
much
happen to
more.
the
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Sweden is a country who take care. The law is being created according to the interest of the child, but they
yes.
are abusing this right now because the people who are sitting inside the migration board, I can say they are not Swedish.
Yeah,
You, you,
yes,
you know what I'm telling? They'll be
yes. Yeah,
wearing
yeah, 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 yeah.
hijab. They'll be Muslim. I
Oh
don't know. So
goodness.
this is a mess, a mass mess. Another thing is they keep on telling me, this is what the migrants say. They keep on telling me, they say, please drop the asylum, take it as a work visa. I can do that. Yes, I have that option. I can cancel the asylum. I can take a job visa. I can do that. What will happen? A case like me, people are outside there in Malaysia. How
Yeah,
do I need? I feel
yeah,
their pain. I can't
yeah,
keep quiet. That
yeah,
is my people. That
yeah.
is my people. So when these
They don't
people are
want
being,
they don't want a precedent. They
yes,
don't want
they,
you to establish a case that next person comes and that person's going to ask for the same thing because unfortunately you're
Mhm.
now the second person on this show
Mm,
to tell me this problem in Sweden.
this is
Like
happening, isn't it?
this is
This is
this
happening.
you're the second person that
Mm,
my other friend skeptic Mohammed,
mhm,
he came on the show and he told me the exact same problem that they don't, they're basically Muslim,
mhm.
right? And they have a biases, right? Which is they shouldn't be acting according to the biases. They should be doing their jobs. But
Yes.
this is a conflict of interest. The religious beliefs are affecting the ability to do their job, and it's they should either be replaced with someone that can do the job, or they
You
shouldn't,
know,
like, you know what I mean?
yes, Samir, during this asylum investigation, this certain people, the lawyers, they will say this. They say, not the current lawyer, she's very nice, the former lawyer, because I've changed the lawyer. She said this, go and seek asylum in France. What? Sweden only gives asylum for war countries. That's nonsense. You are under the European Union, so EU law is need to be should be practiced. And the problem is, when I go for this, once the case is rejected, you have to go back to the migration to sign a
Yeah,
paper,
yeah,
so that you will appeal. The
yeah,
person will be sitting there. You can see a Middle Eastern person.
yeah.
They will say that you need to get out of this country. You have like
Oh
two
my
weeks. You can
goodness.
appeal. This is very, very frustrating. This is
Yeah,
like, I have fought. I
yes,
have done everything in Malaysia. I have done every extent, because I have no way. I came to Sweden, and now you're doing the same thing, repeating again. You know what I mean. It's like you are mean biased. You are more supporting for the Islamic thing. Is this Sweden or this is Swedistan? This is my question right now. If
yeah.
Sweden is transforming, become a Swedistan, more Muslim friendly country, I understand. Muslim is being, I don't
Hey,
know.
Muslim friendly doesn't mean you reject people's asylum because
Exactly.
they're like apostate. That's not what Muslim friendly means. Muslim friendly means you treat Muslims decently, which
Mm,
is fine, but you're Muslim, you're from a
mm,
Muslim background. They're not treating you okay.
exactly.
Like
You
one
see,
of my friends made a post saying that, we are a new sect of Islam. We're the ex-Muslim sect of
yeah.
Islam.
Mhm,
But like we're still Muslim. We come from a Muslim background, but you're not being treated properly. You're being told
mhm,
go back to your country,
mm.
basically, and even though it's not right.
Correct. So right now, how to say that, after all these things happens, and then my lawyers has our ties tight as well, because this case is going to the end. This case asylum is going to the end, and these people, they think that I'm just lying and speculating and everything, and then they say that I'm so sorry, Fairuz. We have going to finish the asylum off, and things are not going to work as what you say. You might be go back to Malaysia, will be deported, whatever. And then I told to them, I said, I know this is a breach of conduct, breach of human rights. So I told to them that I will bring this matter to the European court. By hook, by crook, I will bring this matter to the European court. That's it. And because I believe strongly in humanity. I believe strongly that each person have their rights to live in this planet, regardless of what religion they are, and they have rights, rights to choose what religion, family, or the child, or whatever. The child need a father. In Malaysia, every child needs a father. you know so
Yes, yeah.
the Swedish migration agency was telling that it's fine, the child don't have a father. This is what they say. It's fine,
What,
the
what do
child
they
don't have a
know?
father.
What do they know about life in Malaysia?
Exactly,
They're
that's what.
telling you, they're telling you what your life is going to be, and you're the one that just lived that life.
Exactly.
It's
You
so
see,
stupid. It's gaslighting,
it's
basically.
yes, you see, the Swedish migration agency, for them, they are like blind and deaf. One point of time, blind, and it means, although you're submitting them all the genuine, if you take the report, Malaysian report from a DOJ, Department of Justice,
Hmm.
and even like you can take a lot of like ICJ International, like a chamber of jurists, a lot of reports about Malaysia, what they're doing. They say this, that's it, we are not going to see all this. They say this word, all these reports does not mention your name, so this is not what you are. How does that bring sense? And they say this is lack of security and credibility, so we are not going to look at this paper.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. This is just crazy. I mean, they were gaslighting you, they were being violent, they were threatening
Mhm.
you. They were basically going to detain you. Look,
Mm,
if you ask anyone what
mm,
China is doing to the Muslims in the Uyghur Muslims, they
mhm,
will say this is wrong.
mhm.
What you went through is the exact same thing.
Yep.
However, they're saying this is okay. How is this okay? How is it okay to tell you? Okay, so that's like saying the Chinese Uyghur Muslims should just
Yes.
just dump their religion. They should just become, like the other Chinese. They should be whatever, I don't know, Buddhist or whatever. Like, how is
Exactly.
that okay to tell them that? How is it okay to tell anybody that? How is it okay to tell you you should go back to Islam, you should go back to your country, you should pretend to be a Muslim, or you should just accept Islam. Your girlfriend,
mm,
now they're
mm,
telling your girlfriend she needs to convert to Islam, which is stupid. They're
mm,
telling you life will be okay for your child, which it will not be
mm,
okay for your child.
mhm.
You're going to be miserable. How is that good for your, how would you having to live this fake life be good for your kids? How would it be good for anyone? And what
Exactly.
you're doing is the right thing. You are basically setting a precedent. You are in another case that they don't want you to succeed, but you
Mhm.
need to succeed, you know?
Exactly, that's why. Because I have, I and my wife, we still have the spirit of fighting it,
Yes.
and we have a lot of people like you, the social online social medias, and some of the people for giving us encouragement and space. I can definitely can bring this matter to the higher level, because I'm very very straight on that.
Yeah.
I already spoken to some of the lawyers as well, like human rights lawyers, and then I say
Yep.
that yes, it's a cost involved, but I say that we have to bring this, because without bringing this to the international court, none of these people will know what is Malaysia is
Yeah.
doing, what is
Yeah.
Malaysia is prosecuting. So this thing, if, for
And
example,
we
sorry.
also respect like religious minorities in Iraq. We understand what the ISIS did to Yazidis. You are
Mm,
a religious minority now. You should get the same right. If they can understand that
mm,
those Yazidis need to
mm,
come, like even recently, they're taking people, Muslims, from to escape from the Taliban. They're accepting them.
mm.
So
You see.
why is your case any different? These governments, these institutions need to understand religious persecution is real.
Mm. For the Swedish Migration Agency, you see, for them, they have their, how to say that, I don't know. This looks like another religious department is sitting inside there doing some assessment,
Yeah.
simply coming with all this kind. And then I did ask the court. I say to my lawyer, I say, ask this question: where do they get this data? And I asked them to appeal for my court hearing. I say I want to go to the court. Let me talk. They have
Yeah.
reject that as well. It means they are making decision by themselves. There is
Mm,
no fair trial. So it means that I will make decision by myself. That's it. One point of time, I will just cancel this asylum, and then that's it. You can get out of this country. Example. This
I
is
see.
what
I
the
see.
Sweden's tactic of using
Yeah.
this. So what they will do, they will drag your case, they bring to one point, and they will end stating that you can't appeal, and then the last court, that is the migration appeal court, will say that okay, the asylum is done. We are not going to take the initial order stays. It means whatever Malaysian done and doing is correct.
Which
Imagine that
it's not. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweden is supporting a prosecution towards a poster in Malaysia is correct. They're telling that it
That's
is
crazy.
correct.
Yeah, that's
This,
crazy.
seriously, this is what dilemma that I'm going through with my family daily. It's not easy to be in Sweden just like that. It's not
Yeah.
easy. Yes, we are being very independent. We are working and everything. Yes, we are, because we how to say that, we are educated, and then
Yeah.
we
You're
know
not
a lot
looking
of.
for a handout. You're not looking for a handout. You just want to start your life and you want to contribute to the country like any other person that came, right? And
Exactly.
but you're doing it on principle because you don't want to switch to a work visa. You want to get the
Mm,
asylum because this is the right thing to do, because
yes.
this will open the door for other people to see
Yes.
that this is legitimate, this is a real thing. If you win this case, this will help so many other people.
Yes, correct. Because Sweden is trying to stop me from doing that. I can see that,
Yeah.
because once if I succeed this, it will open an opportunity for other people in Malaysia as well.
Yeah.
We don't know that Malaysia will change. I have no idea that Malaysia will change, but
Yeah.
it will change individual life that's been prosecuted as well. You understand what I say? So in
Yeah.
future, if anything happened similar to my situation, so these people can go out and refer to my case that's been existed. That is
Yes.
what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it makes
So
sense. Yeah, you need to do this.
yes, so that's why, like, I'm still waiting for my, what is that, from the reply from the Court of Migration Board. I mean, the last Court of Appeal. I don't know when I'm going to get. So let's see what they're coming, and yeah, we will move forward. And I do email, Ahmad Shahid.
Yeah.
Ahmad Shahid is the president of the Religious Council, I think. And then I personally text him, and then I show him my papers, and he said that yes, you can start the interim once the case has been rejected. So we will
Hmm.
start and initiate an investigation on the
Oh,
host
okay.
country.
Hmm.
So I think that's a very good positive. Another question I forgot to mention about
Yeah.
amnesty.
Yeah.
Amnesty. If you refer to the amnesty website,
Yep.
you can't find anything about Malaysia prosecution. No,
Oh.
regarding religion apostasy, you can't find anything. And then I did personally contacted what they call that Amnesty in Malaysia,
Hmm.
and then Amnesty in Sweden as well.
Yeah,
And then they say strictly, they say this to me: first, we cannot help you. Sorry, bye bye. Amnesty,
just like that.
just like that. And then at the end, I spoken to a person in Sweden, and then I say, try to put the situation in my place. How
Yeah,
many people back in Malaysia right now is suffering? Like me, it's fine. I'm out of Malaysia. I can, for example, instances, I can just change to work visa. I can stay. It's fine. But what will happen to this case? It will forever be buried. You need to do something. You need to investigate this thing. You need to bring it to the light. And what's the point of amnesty? And
yeah,
at the end of it, and then they said, okay, we will study about that, because we don't have a report. They say they don't have report, so they want to study. And then I contacted Malaysian Commission of Human Rights, called SWACAM. So they are the human rights department of fighting for all these rights, so called.
hmm,
You
hmm.
know what they say? They say this: after you are upon, I told them the story, all the stories, the rejection, everything. This is what they suggested me: I will suggest you to stay very far in the forest. I say, why I need to stay in the forest? Because you cannot be with your wife. It's not legal. For example, if you're back in Malaysia, you'll have a child that will put the child in problem. So you will stay in another state, another site. They call a Sabah Sawa. You stay there. If possible, you stay in the forest. What nonsense is this? How do I stay in a forest? So I
It's
tell to
so
them, I say i
stupid.
say
Yeah,
i say that it's very nice for you to coming back with this. And then I say that, can you give some testimony what's happening in Malaysia? And she said, I cannot do that. I say, why? You are Human Rights Commission. They
yeah,
say, no, because it's a very against the government, so I cannot do that.
mm,
Can you see how it works?
yeah,
So it means they are trying to cover this matter very well. So the Human Rights Commission, the government, the Sharia law, everything is working very well to cover this matter. So anyone outside there, like in Sweden or in Europe or in Canada itself, people won't know. This is what they wanted to do.
hmm,
Even
yeah,
like me, if people asking me why you're covering the face, this is the reason. If
yeah,
I open this, I can go missing. How many people it's been abducted in Malaysia. It's very risk.
yeah,
So that is the reason. So I'm the reason why I text you, and then I say that I need to bring this matter to the light, let people know it, what's happening.
yeah,
When it comes to Muslims, when it comes to Muslims, people are very welcoming in
yeah,
Sweden.
yeah,
How about this? How about this? How about the apostasy? How about people? How
yeah.
about atheists? How about, for example, a Christian or whatever race, how to say that, whatever religion they are.
Religion. Yeah,
I
mm,
believe that everyone deserves to practice what they wanted to practice, right?
yep. Hmm.
That's what I
Yeah,
believe.
this is a paradox of tolerance when you're too tolerant, and then the tolerance allows people in there that basically take away the tolerance. That's
Hmm.
what's happening, right? I mean, you've allowed a lot of people into the society that
Hmm.
are intolerant,
Hmm.
and now they're taking their intolerance and they're using that to keep the values to the regressing the values of the true goals of the society was to be more accepting and but this is the opposite. It's going the opposite direction now, which is unfortunate and sad, right?
It's very, very sad.
Yeah, stop scamming man says opening that door, setting that precedent could be the kick up the ass for the Malaysian establishment needs, right? That's the thing. A Christian pastor in Malaysia was kidnapped by a Malaysian Muslim
Yes,
organization in broad daylight, went missing and still missing
yes.
for many years
It's,
now.
Pastor Raymond Koo. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been abducted by the government.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this your story's been amazing, and I really appreciate you coming here, telling us all of this, and sharing the details. And I do hope that things will improve, that you will actually succeed in your asylum case, and reestablish yourself in this country, despite the fact that you didn't want to come here in the
Uh,
first place. It wasn't your
uh,
choice. This was
Yes, not this is not my choice. Actually, the
yeah,
reason is why I want to come here. The asylum is different story. I can, it's different. This is to bring this prosecution, systematic prosecution, to the light.
yes,
If I'm not doing this, who is going to do this, Samir? Samir, you see, tomorrow I can just go and get my job visa done.
yeah.
It won't take a week.
Oh
I can
wow,
do that. I can do that because my work, my wife is working, and then I'm working as well, so we can
hmm,
do that.
Mhm.
The reason why we are not doing that is I cannot think like other person. I cannot think like a normal person that, okay, I'm
Yes.
safe, I'm at Sweden, okay, fine, things solved. I cannot be like that. I need to bring this to the light. If I'm a living evidence, man, I'm a living
Yeah.
evidence to the whole society. It's like, hey, I'm here, man. Look at me. I'm the one evidence. Study me, take it
Yeah.
what you need, so that what is Malaysia is doing is very, very incorrect. You know what I'm
Yes.
telling?
Yeah.
People, a government is trying to, go into people's private life, abducting people,
Yeah.
everything. That is very, very inhuman. It's a degrading people's human rights, stealing our rights as opposed to see in Malaysia. So I think that by doing this, I will attain what I wanted, so that I can help my people out there in my country there, so that they have a solution through me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we definitely want to get this to as many people as possible. There's actually quite a lot of people watching. Over 200 people are watching right now.
Okay.
Your story is definitely resonating, I think, with people in Malaysia. A lot of Malaysians always come to the channel, and Indonesians and people from
Mhm.
Singapore, because I think they resonate with what you're saying. They've experienced this. A lot of them are not able to talk about this, and then hiding.
Yes.
Your situation is unique in that you actually challenged the system. You actually
Yes.
went across and you're like, I want to do this legally.
Mhm.
There are many people like that, trailblazers in society, that they don't take the quiet path, but they're like, no, I'm going to do what's right. For example, Martin Luther King, and
Yeah.
even Malcolm X,
Yep.
Rosa Parks. She's like, I'm not going to the back of the bus. They're like, you're
Mhm.
black, go to the back of the bus. She's like, no, I'm not
Yep.
going to the back of the bus. And this changes society, right? I mean, it comes with a cost, a heavy cost. And we salute you for that, and we appreciate this. I will definitely share your story with some of my fellow YouTubers and see if we can get you on some other channels as well to get even
Sure.
more
Yep.
awareness, because this is such a crisis in Sweden right now, and this is such an
Mhm.
important issue. And what you're doing is so important that we need to get this story out to as many people as possible. So please do share this video, guys. If you're new here, do subscribe as well. Any final words you want to share? Because we've had you almost for 2 hours now, and I told you we're going to be like an hour and a half. Is there any final things you want to share? So I have your Twitter linked on the profile,
Yep.
so people, you can check out his Twitter. It's in the description box, and you can follow. I don't think you're tweeting anything yet, but in case you want to
No.
contact him,
Yep.
that's one way you can contact Fairuz. Anything else? Any final words you want to add before we go?
Is that me?
Yes, yeah. Would you want to say anything else?
I just want to say to my people in back in Malaysia, I say that, be safe always. Keep on in mind if someone is doing something for you outside there. Okay, you can, maybe like a brother or like someone, or fighting for our rights. And definitely I will do something for you guys. That's what my promise is. Until my breath is with my body, I will do something about this matter. Okay. And thank you, Samir, for giving me this opportunity to, to tell this in this channel. Really, really, it's a big thing for me.
Oh, you know what? I spoke to you on the phone, and that's how I filter people. If anyone wants to talk to me, I always talk to
Mhm.
them on the phone first, just to get a feeling of
Okay.
how things are.
Okay.
And yeah, you are, like, people are saying you're a real life hero. It's true. Like, you're doing really God's work, so to speak. That's the best expression that comes to mind, even though I don't believe in God. The long arm of Islam, like you said, yeah, they have this long arms and the tentacles, and they reach into your
Yeah.
lives. And yeah, I think this is a positive place to end. I'm wishing you the
Yeah.
best, and any support you need, anything you need, of course, contact me. And people that are watching, let's support Fairuz. Let's get this story out to as many people as possible, so people understand that this is the real Malaysia. This is what they do, and they can't stop us. They can't keep this behind closed doors any longer. Like, that's what they tried to do. They tried to give you
Mm.
women, they tried to give you money,
Mm.
and they tried to bully you, intimidate you. They were going to put you into a detention center. Same thing that China is doing to the Uyghur Muslim. They were going to do that to you, forcibly convert you back to Islam. But of course, none of that worked. You stood strong. You managed to escape. You,
Mm.
through the forces of the universe, you ended up in Sweden.
Mm.
Now you can't just keep going from country to country. You're in Sweden now, so you need to establish yourself in Sweden. So I wish you the best in all of that. And yeah, stay safe,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll speak again at some point in the future, and maybe things will be better at that point.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for everyone and for Samir as well. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. If anyone wants to
Hmm.
support the channel, as I forgot to say, you can also join the channel. Click join now below, or join on Patreon to financially support the channel. We're doing some really great edited videos now. I have someone helping me with that, and the last one was by Hassan Radwan. So do check it out. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you at the next live stream. Take care. Bye, everyone.